Hey guys, Jeff with the Float to Fishing Patreon. So I want to do a little discussion real quick about the Patreon and what we got going on here. And for those members that are supportive members, Mike, Mark, Jerry, Bust a Fish, and Baldy 5027, most recent, the last two guys who just joined up, I appreciate it very much. Money that's coming through, what does it actually do for us? One of the things I'm looking to do is upping our membership or our level for Patreon, which will allow us to actually start doing merch, different items that we might be able to market and sell. And in that respect, for those paid members, there will be some discounts and free items. Hopefully, I got to figure out how all that stuff actually works, but that's the intention. That's the idea, the way this is supposed to work. With support, hopefully we can move up to the next tier level of Patreon, which will cost a little more out of pocket, but in the same time, I think we'll have more return on the other side as well. Plus, give us more access to all kinds of things, as well as building up a team that I can put together to actually support this a little bit more. So it's not just me doing this, which I enjoy doing, but I'd love to have other people involved in this as well. Um, so some of the other stuff I've been doing, I've talked already about the camera that I've purchased for the computer itself, a little bit more better quality. I'd like to upgrade this one even more at some point. And then the mics that I purchased to actually give us a little clearer sound, which is nice. Last time I was out on the water, I was able to take the mics with me, so it kind of cleared things up. That's pretty cool. And I intend to use this more and get better at using this mic system and getting more video in different places. One of the things I'm hoping to do, and I'm going to take a look at doing it this next weekend coming up over at Pudding Stone, is get a shot from under the water. What does it look like when we're fishing? And more importantly, let's cover the idea of how you kick when you're in the water. The bicycle kick, the ankle kick, the different styles of kicks, and how you turn. Because I know that's a question a lot of new guys actually have questions about. And so this will give them the opportunity to actually see that. To do that, the money that's come through from Patreon allowed me to purchase, new to me, a GoPro for just older, but it still was a good buy. It came with the whole extending arm as well, which allows me to mount it differently, and the camera works really well. For that, I did purchase a waterproof case, and then I actually purchased this mount just recently. Kind of a simple, cheesy mount, but it serves the purpose. It will go on my rod rack perfectly around the rod holders themselves. And then actually for mountain biking as well, I can slap it on my mountain bike for different reasons as well. But the waterproof case is what I really wanted to get at, so that we can get that out in the water. And I'm hoping to do that this Saturday coming up, as we're heading out to Pudding Stone Reservoir over here in San Dimas for a little gathering of the FTFF members. It's a small group right now. We're trying to build this back up, and I'm excited to do it again. At the very beginning with the Float Tube Fishing Forum, for those of you that don't know, started about 15 years ago. We used to put gatherings together every once in a while, and we had a pretty good number of people show up at some of our events. Our events were low key. They were not about tournaments or about money and all that kind of stuff. It was about just getting together, hanging out, and doing what we enjoy, float tube fishing. So we're starting that up again this year. Poor weather and family things popped up, and the first event that I had set up didn't actually pan out on my end, so we had to slide it to this month, and that's going to be the 6th out at Pudding Stone Reservoir. If you're in the area and you get a hold of this before then, come join us. We'll be at Sail Cove early in the morning, just getting on the water and fish until we run out of bait, run out of lures, run out of hooks or line, whatever. We're just going to fish until we are done. Again, we've got 3 right now and hoping to get some more. The Patreon is new. The Float Tube Fishing Forum's been around since for the last 15 years. What do we do here at the Patreon? Again, this is about education. That's the big piece of what I've always felt is important. We educate other people. And I'm telling you, I've been float tubing for a long time. I'm still learning every day. And I know most of you guys that have been fishing for years and float tubing for many years realize that even though you may have a lot of information and have a lot to share, it doesn't mean you can't learn something new. Discussion is always a big part of this. And I don't think we really kind of explain this very well. For Patreon, we have the ability to have discussions, but again, our group is small, and it's going to grow, and eventually, as it does, that discussion portion will pop up and become bigger. I'd love to hear more from you guys. Tell me what you're thinking, what's going on, what your questions are. Just tell me how things are going. But those paid-in members, $10 and higher, end up in our private section on the forum. So if you join our forum as a member, then you actually receive access to a private section on the forum. The forum is open for discussion for anybody who wants to join. It's free. This one section just gives us an opportunity to talk about some different things, discuss things differently, and have a spot where we are, as a Patreon group, connected. So the discussion is not just here on Patreon. The discussion is going to be also on the forum. That's the hope and the goal. It's already been created on the forum. We just need those members to join in and start discussing things more, and that will develop on its own. Once we get members there, I think it definitely will develop on its own. So in our tiered levels, $10 and up receives that entry into the private section for the forum. And when you're joining, if you join at the $5 level, you get a sticker and appreciation for supporting what we're doing. At the $8 level, you get access to our all of our Patreon videos, information through Patreon. You receive a sticker, and you find out about the different sites that we actually run. If you pay into the $10 mark, you receive, and actually $8 mark, I believe you also receive the discount codes that come through as well. $10 mark and above. The $10 mark gives you all of that plus access to that private section. And then we have a $25 section as well, which gives you all of the above, and it's actually going to add your name to the back of my float tube. Bust a Fish was the first to actually do this, and I appreciate that very much. What I will be doing when my wife is done, she's building the little sleeve that'll go over my seat. It'll hang hang down on the back of the seat. I'm going to have Patreon, a website listed on there, and Bust a Fish will be on there, and we'll have spot for 4 more people to actually join up. Excuse me, 5 more people to actually join up on that spot. So it's going to be a limited spot. We are going to continue to grow the Patreon. I'd love to hear what you guys have to think. Again, I did discuss the idea of having interviews. I still am in the willing to do that. I just have to get to the point I'm comfortable at doing that. And then the other thing I'm looking at doing is creating those live stream videos as well. That is something new to me. I have to figure that out, and I am going to work on putting something like that together here really soon in the coming weeks, so that we can test it out again. When I do the first few lives, they're going to be open to everybody, free to all. And once we get that rolling and comfortable with the way it's going to work, then we'll probably lock it down a little bit so we can kind of make it for paid members only, who have the opportunity to pop in and talk. And we can do it once a month, every other month, or something like that. I don't know. We'll figure that one out along the way. So again, I appreciate everything that you guys have always done. Those that have been involved with the forum for the last 15 years, I appreciate it tremendously. For those of you that are getting involved in this new venture, the Patreon, I extremely am grateful to you for being involved, because this takes effort. It takes a lot of work, and it's something I enjoy. So I don't have a problem doing it. I really would like to do it that much more, more full time would be wonderful. But reality is that's not in the cards. So at this point, I just want to continue to roll out, hoping anywhere from 3 to 5 videos a month, if not more, covering topics you want to talk about, going over the tubes I've used in the past. I'm at number 10 now and moving on. I'm getting into the new stuff now, the stuff that's more current. And just building new content for people to use, to educate people, to start discussion. And then last thing and most important is cast that wider net. And it is working, guys. Casting that wider net is actually an important thing, because there are float tubers out there who are not on Facebook, who are not on Instagram, who are not on the forum, who are not on Patreon, but they are on one or a couple of those different sites. And so with that, we can start to connect these individuals that much better, where we have a hub between us all the way around, and hopefully bringing everybody back to the forum overall would be my ultimate goal. Reality is, as long as we get them connected somehow, get them the education they need, begin discussions that we can share back and forth, that is my goal. That has always been my goal since I first started this so many years ago. I really have enjoyed doing this, and I am going to continue as long as I can. I'm 50 years old now. I've got I think another good 10, 15 years left before I'm obsolete in doing all this. And that's maybe a grandiose idea, but reality is, I think as long as I keep moving forward and keep plugging at what I'm doing, I think we might be okay in that respect. Um, so thank you one more time to Mike, Mark Simmons, Jerry Huerta, Busta Fish, and Baldy 5027. The last two are the most recent joiners or tier members. I appreciate your support. To all that follow our Patreon now, I appreciate your support. It still needs people to follow, and even those that are just here for the small little things that pop up, I appreciate you being involved. I'd like to hear more from you guys. Send me some messages. Send me some messages. Tell me what you think. Tell me what you'd like to see different. Tell me what you'd like to hear from me. What you'd like to discuss. I will do my best to get to most all of it. Reality is, I'm not versed in everything. I talk about what I know. It'd be pointless for me to talk about things I don't know, because that's just not right. So please send me some messages. Let me know what you're thinking, how things are going, and let's start to grow this Patreon even more. I am going to continue to promote, push, and talk about this Patreon and try and get it off the ground and running more. I will continue to work on the forum and grow that more, and I will continue to work on all social media to make sure that we are growing like we are. And so everyone knows, after doing a little bit of searching around and taking a look at all the sites that I run and all the sites that I'm involved in, we're pushing 50,000 followers worldwide, all over. That's not anything to sneeze at, man. That's some good information. That's some good follow, and that's going to create some good information, good dialogue and talk along the way. We just need to connect everybody, cast that wider net. That's really what it comes down to. So thank you very much for watching the Patreon, and I look forward to seeing you guys on the water.